Hi everyone, I'm Scout and I'm from the School of Connection, Sydney, and I help people find love and build healthy romantic relationships. And I do that by providing workshops and 8-week courses, giving people the tools to help them communicate and improve their quality of life and love. So this evening, I'm here to talk to you about some really basic communication tools that you can use and apply in your life and relationships right now to help you take it to the next level and experience more love in your lives. So I've got 5 tips for you today that are really going to change the way you interact with your partner. So number 1 is the difference between active and passive listening. So passive listening is when you're doing other things, you can hear other sounds in the background, your mind might be elsewhere, but you're not really present in the conversation. And nothing is more frustrating when you're trying to communicate a point, when you want to talk about something that's important to you, and the other person is just completely off with the fairies. What that can feel like on the receiving end is you don't care about me, you're not interested in what I have to say, you don't appreciate the fact that I'm trying to share part of myself with you. And that can cause people to get really angry really quickly. So it's important that when we're communicating with a partner, especially over things that are important to them, that we actively listen. So we pay attention, we make eye contact, our body language reflects what their body language is saying, which also non-verbally communicates, I'm here, I'm listening, I care about you, I want to know. Okay, so that's number 1. Number 2, I want to talk to you is about communication feedback loops. So this is when we get into our little dance with a partner and a fight escalates or an argument comes to the surface, but it's the same thing. And you know these couples who have these little arguments, it's like weekly, it's on routine, and one's like, nah, and the other one's like, nah, and they go back and forth and back and forth. And it's so predictable because they've had the same fight 100 times. And this is just learned behavior. They're not even thinking, they're running off a script. It could have been from their parents, from Hollywood. It could have been their script. But the point is, it's not conscious. And having those fights continuously, routinely, ritually, can really erode the fabric of the relationship because you're frustrated and irritated and you just get to that point of go, I can't put up with this, I can't do this anymore. So it's really important that when you're in a good place, you notice what things bother you. So really pay attention to that. Point number 3 is intention. What do you want out of every communication that you have with your partner? Do you want to share? Do you want to express yourself? Do you seek help or advice? Or you want options? Or you want to know what they would do if they were in your situation? Do you just want to bond? Do you want to be vulnerable? So here's where we have little mishaps. If one person just wants to share, vent, bitch about their day, but the other person tries to solve all the problems by giving them answers and telling them what to do and how to do it, you're going to have an issue. Because sometimes we just want to communicate to get things off our chest. But when the 2 styles, when the 2 intentions are not aligned, it can cause problems. Because one person feels like they're not being listened to, the other person feels like they're providing all the answers, and they're actually talking past each other, which again can cause and lead to fights. And we don't want that. We want to have really nice communication where each party feels like they're able to listen and support and give when it's wanted. Number 4 I have for you is reflecting and checking. So this is a really helpful skill, guys. When you are listening to your partner, make sure that you understand what they're trying to say. Okay, listen to the key words. If they say hurt, sad, alone, stressed, repeat back what they've said to you and try and use the same key words. This will signify that A, you've understood, B, you care, C, you can show empathy, and that's going to connect you. It's going to make them feel closer. It's going to make them feel like, wow, this person knows me, they understand me, they can appreciate what I'm feeling, it's going to be a much nicer, warmer bonding experience. Because we're probably familiar with the opposite, which is when they go, no, that wasn't what I said. That's not what I'm talking about. And they get super infuriated. And you're trying to understand, but it's important to use their words, give them back to them. It'll make your life a hell of a lot easier. And then number 5 is behavior analysis. So what you need to do is start becoming aware and observant of your own behavior. So when you're getting into fights, when it's escalating, think about things that trigger you. I know for me, if somebody rolls their eyes, that's it. I throw my hands up, I start screaming, I start swearing. I'm gone. If somebody walks out, that's another one where I just absolutely snap. But I know these things about myself. So when I'm in a good place, I decide, okay, what's a strategy? What other options do I have if somebody rolls their eyes? One of them, you might just simply take a deep breath and then have a line. Say, I'm going to go outside. I'm going to take 5 minutes because I'm feeling very triggered. Or you might say, I don't appreciate that. It makes me feel like you don't care about me and you don't care about this conversation. I might say, I'm having a very strong reaction. Can we come back to this later? But it's on you to notice and observe your own behaviors, guys, and work with your partner. Again, when you're in a good space, workshop with your partner, discuss. Don't be afraid to tell them, this thing really bothers me and I go crazy. How can we work as a team, work together to not escalate tense situations? How can we de-escalate and stay in peaceful communication as opposed to fights and arguments? So guys, there you go. There's 5 amazing tips for communicating better and healthier in your relationships and coming together and being unified rather than being at each other's throats. So I am Scout from the School of Connection Sydney, and these have been some tips for you today. We do workshops, we do courses, and I also do one-on-one sessions for relationship mentoring. So it's been lovely speaking with you. I hope you take away these tools and implement them and experience more love in your relationships.